Good evening, everybody. Today is Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. This is the LaPorte Redevelopment Commission meeting. I am calling this to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. We have a full boat today. I myself, Brian Chalik is here, Damon Gasway is here, Jenna Francisconi's here, Betsy Parkinson's here, J.T. McDermott's here, all counted and present, including Amanda. She's here. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? I will open it right now at 5:17 p.m. Amanda? Nothing? Anybody else? It's closed at 5:17 p.m. Minutes, August 30th, 2023, the regular meeting. Everybody have a chance to look at the minutes. Any additions, deletions? Comments saying we do a fine job?
I'll make a motion to approve the August 30th, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. 5-0. Claims, 9/27/23 claim docket. Everybody have a chance to look at that. It's a little bit larger than what we normally are used to.
Let me clarify one item that wasn't in your original packets that I received from the clerk treasurer's office since the packet was sent out last week, and that is the bill from NIPSCO for relocation of a primary electrical main along Holaker Drive for $343,869. In consulting with the city engineer and confirmed in conversation here just now with Brian, this is a project that the Redevelopment Commission previously approved, and so it's work that was approved back in 2020, early 2021, we believe, by the Redevelopment Commission. So it's part of the Truesdale Ave realignment project and the work associated with that. I don't know, Brian, if you have anything else to add to that.
Well, I know we approved it. I remember it. I was shocked at the amount of money it was. And I had assumed we'd already paid for it. But obviously, they sat on the bill for what, 400 days, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Before
They say that in the design request for over 400 days.
So this is the paperwork and everything we voted on 2 years ago. And
But we just got this bill, like I said, from the clerk treasurer since the original docket went out.
And we have the money to pay it, correct?
Correct.
Unfortunately, that's a lot of money for NIPSCO, but
That's just one that I wanted to make sure I highlighted because it wasn't in the original packet.
anything?
It's not every day we get a bill that large that comes across my desk.
I
So.
just showed it to him. I said, how'd you like to get this in the mail? It's for your house. Oops. Any other things on the claims docket? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the 9/27/2023 claim docket.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0.
That's painful.
Yeah.
Old business, I don't believe we have any. New business, request to ratify, receive, and approve appraisals and authorize procedures for acquisition of a leasehold interest in property, and authorize executive director to acquire leasehold interests subject to maximum lease payment for property located in the Thomas Rose Industrial Park, TIF area. Could we have had that a little shorter?
I just wrote it verbatim from
Oh,
what we
you
received
did
from Tom Pittman. I didn't want to attempt to paraphrase Tom Pittman, so.
Who gets to talk about this? Mr. Cook.
Good evening to the Redevelopment Commission. Bert Cook, Executive Director of the LaPorte Economic Advancement Partnership. Brian, I like how you just assume that Attorney Hagenow wrote that title.
It kind of sounds like an attorney wrote it, but apparently
does.
not ours.
Yeah,
All right,
Tom
I'll
wrote
go
it.
ahead and read this into the record for you all, if that's okay.
Thank you.
A resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission regarding ground lease of real property. Whereas the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-14, as amended, desires to acquire a leasehold interest in the form of a 5-year ground lease of certain real property as described in Exhibit A hereto. And whereas the Economic Development Plan for the Thomas Rose Industrial Park Economic Development Area includes the acquisition of a 5-year ground lease of the property on the acquisition list of parcels contemplated to be acquired by purchase or lease by the commission, and whereas the commission has obtained 2 appraisals for a 5-year ground lease of the property in accordance with the law. And whereas the commission desires to acquire the ground lease of the property for a total lease price not to exceed $250,000 per year for each of 5 years, which amount does not exceed the average of the 2 appraisals. Now therefore be it resolved by the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission as the governing body of the LaPorte Redevelopment Department as follows. 1, the 2 appraisals for the acquisition of the 5-year ground lease of the property obtained by the commission as required by the act are hereby accepted and approved. 2, the commission hereby authorizes the mayor of the city and/or the president of the commission and/or the executive director of the commission to undertake negotiations for the acquisition of a 5-year ground lease of the property at a price not in excess of $250,000 per year, and to execute any and all necessary documents relating thereto, including a ground lease in the form approved by the president of the commission or the mayor of the city, with such approval to be evidenced by such officer's execution thereof, and any related closing documents. 3, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption by the commission.
This is the Qualls property.
Correct. We've talked about this at numerous meetings, and the commission will remember that, this is a project that we started in 2019. The process obviously has taken a great deal of time to get to this place. The only things that I would mention, and maybe Attorney Hagenow would like to touch on something as well, but just so everyone's aware and for the public, the amount of the ground lease is equivalent to what they pay in property taxes. So we set that number at $250,000 to give some room, depending on how the assessed value may increase over this 5-year period of time. But ultimately, what they pay in property taxes is what you rebate to them in the form of the lease. And I think for the first year, which we're preparing to issue that first payment, I think it's $199,000 and is the amount that they've paid in property taxes. So that you don't pay anything until you've received it, and then it goes back to the Qualls family in this mechanism. Did I miss anything, Matt?
No, that's right. The 250 is a not to exceed that was established at that level to make sure that it captured the entire tax that's actually paid, so that we're not paying anything that we're not actually receiving. Yep.
And now we've set this process in place. If you've been out to the industrial park, you've obviously seen that they have started the second phase of this project, which is a second building of the same size, and we'll follow this path or procedure moving forward on that property as well, after it's constructed and they begin to pay property taxes there as well.
Very good project, actually. The first one ended up very good.
I think this has been incredibly successful for
Yeah.
both the Redevelopment Commission, the City of LaPorte, as well as Quincy Development or the Qualls family. I don't want to speak for them, but I think they are incredibly happy that they chose to take this risk. They fully leased the building before they ever finished construction, and I think their confidence might be evidenced by the fact that they're already building a second building.
Even better.
That's great.
Very good.
Very creative structure.
I appreciate that, Damon. We, and that credit is not all mine. Matt has been a huge help in putting this together, and Tom Pittman as well. We have spoken with other communities who I think feel the same way and have mimicked what we've done. The risk to the redevelopment commission, the risk to the city is very, very low because you're receiving the funds in property taxes before you ever turn anything back to the company. And we set some, I think, some very solid or sound performance guidelines in place for this development. To their credit, they met those and did a nice job in not only securing tenants, but securing high-quality tenants and high-quality projects. We were, as I've shared with you before, we were able to choose my verb very carefully here. We were able to help American Rental relocate some of their warehousing and distribution operations that were in New Jersey. We were able to help them make a better choice and locate those here in Indiana and specifically in the city of LaPorte. And that's, solely due to the fact that we had this product ready to be occupied.
That's great.
Good way of doing things. Okay, so we now need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution of the City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission regarding ground lease of real property.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor state by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Passes 5-0.
Thank you, and I think the last
you.
step occurs, in this process occurs on Monday at the city council meeting.
Council,
So
I think this goes to
you
council.
won't have to hear me or Matt speak about this again at your meeting for a little while. You get a couple of years.
There's
For a
good
little
stuff to
while.
talk about. We like talking about this stuff.
Thank you, guys.
The bill from NIPSCO wasn't really good, but.
Yeah.
Okay, other business. Do we have any other business? Do you have any other business?
Nope.
Anybody else have any other business? Don't hear any. Damon?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Now you got to sign. Don't be going anywhere.